So I'm going to combine pushing and pulling to talk about technique and range of motion, because ultimately they're just opposing movements. Doesn't matter if we're sitting down, standing up, using cables, dumbbells, barbells, on the floor doing push-ups. The orientation of your body doesn't matter that much. The technique is going to stay the same. So main things we want to focus on is keeping that back straight again. We want to engage the core. So what this is think of sucking your stomach in, so engage the deeper muscle tissue, and even keeping the rib cage down. And if you do that, and when you apply pressure there, you're going to feel a lot more tightness in the core. So it's not just kind of flexing the abs or trying to show the six pack. It's sucking in and pulling the ribs down, and that's going to create that tension in the front. The back, our back is already strong-ish for keeping straight generally, but you want to think of engaging the upper back too. So we've got that nice straight line. We're not kind of hunching our posture. And that's the main thing you want to look at for technique of pushing and pulling. So if we're pushing overhead, we're not, arching back. If we're bending down to pull, we're not, arching forward. We're not bending at the spine. Again, everything's locked in tight. Range of motion from there is basically your arms and kind of how far you get. So bringing the arms back, the flexibility of your chest is going to see how far you can get your hands back, but ultimately your hands should be able to get to the chest line. So thinking of doing a push-up, you're going to touch the floor with your chest. So all the way back, and then all the way forward, we can have kind of the range of motion in the arms, but technically the shoulders can go a little bit further forward too. So depending on the exercise, depending on the things that we're focusing on, we can kind of just do arms, keeping that strong posture and not letting anything move from there. Or we can get a little bit more, I don't want to arch forward, but trying to exaggerate it a little bit. You get a little bit more by getting those shoulders to come forward as well. Usually we're going to see this in the pulling, because we're going to reach forward, or if we're bent over, we're going to reach down, and then we're going to pull back, get those shoulders in position first, and then pull with the arms. So always technique and range of motion is the balance, keeping things straight, getting the most range of motion you can out of that without going too far in either direction. So if you haven't noticed yet, technique and range of motion are always a balance. We want to maximize both and not sacrifice one for the other. So that's pushing and pulling, back straight, good posture, full range of motion of the arms. Let the elbows get straight, let the arms reach out, get them all the way back. And again, flexibility will come through the stretching, the other supplementary exercises that we're doing. So there we go, technique, range of motion, pushing and pulling.